What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here, and in this one we're going to be going over a post-game reaction and analysis to Michigan's 30-24 win over Ohio State, including what stood out to me and the key takeaways from this game. Also got some injury updates on Zach Zinter and Will Johnson. Also going to be going over what coaches and players said post-game. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Wolverine Nation, Michigan defeats Ohio State 30-24 for the third straight year in a row, and they're heading to Indianapolis for the Big Ten Championship against Iowa. What a game, what a finish from this Wolverines team. They were relentless in this one. It was a very tough and gritty win for this team. Everything was on the line in this game. Season on the line, national championship hopes on the line, and they went in there without their head coach and handled business. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The key takeaways for me in this one is Michigan, they were ultimately the tougher team in this one, and they just wanted it more at the end of the game. Talk about that final drive. Michigan just grounded and pounded the ball. They got the ball with 8 minutes left, and they ran it and ran the clock all the way down, got the field goal, and handed the game off to the defense, and they got the job done. Rod Moore calling game. But Michigan also did not make any mistakes in this game. Ohio State had 2 interceptions, and it was also the aggressive play calling from Sharon Moore, going for it on 4th down 3 times on 4th and 1. One was on the goal line, they got it. 2 of them were on 4th and short, and they got the first down. Sharon Moore, he trusted his players, and he really did a great job of managing this game to put Michigan in a position to win this game. Go ahead, look early in the game. Will Johnson had that interception. He jumped the slant route of Marvin Harrison Jr. That was a huge interception. Michigan capitalized and got a touchdown on it. You know, after that interception, Kyle McCord, he actually played a decent game. He played pretty good after that interception. He settled down, made some good throws. Ohio State did outgain Michigan in total yards. They had 378 total yards. Michigan had 338 total yards, but Ohio State just made more mistakes than Michigan, and Michigan just played a much more clean game. For 22 straight years in this rivalry, the team that had the most rushing yards won the game, and that happened again. Michigan had 156 rushing yards. Ohio State had 107, and it was led by Blake Corum from Michigan at 22 carries, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns on his birthday, including his second one, which was a huge one coming off of Zach Zinter's injury. As he ran it in, it gave Michigan the lead 24-17, and he put up Zach Zinter's numbers in his touchdown celebration. And that drive right there, I think, was a game changer for Michigan, because previously Ohio State, on their last drive, they tied it 17-17. They had all the momentum, and they, used Travion Henderson on that drive. He got a touchdown on that drive, and they were running the ball against Michigan's defense. Then Michigan came right back, scored a touchdown, and they gained all the momentum back, and then the defense went out there and got a 3-and-out. Michigan stopped Travion Henderson to only 60 yards on the game. Marvin Harrison Jr. obviously got his yards. He got 5 receptions, 118 yards, and a touchdown. Then you look at Michigan. J.J. McCarthy, didn't have the best game, but he did what he had to do. All he had to do was make 1 or 2 big plays, and he just had to protect the ball and not make any mistakes. That's exactly what he did. He went 16 for 20, 148 yards, and a touchdown to Roman Wilson. A bullseye in between 2 defenders. That was an insane throw and a great catch from Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson had 3 receptions, 36 yards, and a touchdown. and it was Colston Loveland, 5 receptions, 88 yards. He was JJ's go-to guy in the passing game. Cornelius Johnson also had 4 receptions, 33 yards. Also nice to see Alex Orji get in the game. In the second half, Michigan, they kind of brought out some tricks, brought out Alex Orji on a triple option type of play, and he ran the ball for a big chunk of yardage. And we also had Donovan Edwards, a trick play, a pass to Colston Loveland that led to a Michigan field goal to go up 27-17. So Michigan did have some trick plays. Also, another key in this game was James Turner and Michigan's kicking game. James Turner had a total of 12 points, went 3 for 3 on extra points, and he went 3 for 3 on field goals, including that 50-yard field goal. He was calm, cool, and collective, and he came through for Michigan in a big way in this one. And how about Sharon Moore trusting Michigan's defense? Everybody trusted in the defense to go out, get a stop, even though they knew Ohio State could have gone and won the game with a touchdown, but they trusted in their defense. It's what makes this team so special. They are good on all sides of the ball. Their defense went out there, got an interception, and sealed the deal. The last play, they got pressure on Kyle McCord. There was like 4 defenders around Marvin Harrison Jr. Rod Moore, he was on it. He picked the ball. The Ohio native, Ohio State didn't recruit him, and it's safe to say he got his revenge. So Will Johnson, Rod Moore, both had an interception in this one. Junior Colson, he had 11 total tackles. Chris Jenkins in the middle, he had 5 total tackles. Mason Graham had the only sack in the game. And also, how about Quentin Johnson coming in there, getting that big hit on Emeka Egbuka. It was also nice to see the defense get a stop without Will Johnson in that last drive, because before that last drive, Ohio State went down the field. Michigan was without Will Johnson, and he was covering Marvin Harrison Jr. the whole game. And on that drive, Ohio State drove down, scored a touchdown, and Marvin Harrison Jr. did have a touchdown on that series. But all in all, it was a great team effort from this team in a very hard-fought game, dealt with adversity without their head coach. They trusted each other, they had each other's backs, and they won the game for Coach Harbaugh and Zach Zinter. We do have some injury updates. First off, on Will Johnson, he had a lower leg injury. Coach Sharon Moore after the game said, I think he just had a lower leg injury. I think he'll be alright, but the guys just adjusted well. I would expect him to be back against Iowa next week. Don't think it's anything too serious, so he should be back for next week. And then for Zach Zinter, according to his mother, he suffered a broken tibia and fibula, and he got surgery last night, so he is done for the season. Hopefully he has a fast and speedy recovery. Jim Harbaugh, he was there at the hospital with Zach Zinter, so that was very cool. And the team did FaceTime him from the locker room while he was in the ER. Sucks to see a leader like that go down, especially a great player on the offensive line. Michigan, they moved starting right tackle Carson Barnhart to right guard and put Trente Jones at right tackle, and they got the job done. And like I said earlier, it was just special. Blake Corum ripping off a 22-yard touchdown run right after the injury. That was a very special moment, and I think after that moment, this team, they had all the momentum and they just took off after that. Now I want to go ahead and talk about what some coaches and players said after the game. First off, Rod Moore, he had a game sealing interception. He said, I really can't put it into words how I'm feeling. Just being a three-peat and being from Ohio, it feels great, especially them guys not recruiting me when I was coming out of high school. Just being able to beat them and get the get back on them feels so good. Blake Corum after the game, he said, this being my last game in the big house, my last 4 years, I will look back and just pray I left a legacy. I stamped my mark here. I made a difference on and off the field. But looking back at this game, I feel like this is why I came back. And he said there's bigger games to come. Roman Wilson also talked about on Ohio State being more physical. He said, no, definitely not. A lot of guys want to act hard, but I don't think they wanted it like how I wanted it. And then JJ McCarthy, he also said that I don't think we proved any of those guys wrong. I think we proved ourselves right. He said this is the best university in the world. I'm so happy to be a part of it and be a part of this team. So Michigan defeats Ohio State 30-24 in an instant classic between Michigan and Ohio State. They're heading back to the Big Ten Championship and ultimately heading back to the college football playoffs again, this time looking for more. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more. If you are new around here, I greatly appreciate it. But other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.